So I'm here with Andy from CloudNC, and Andy, I understand that you have big updates coming in 2.0 that makes this a massive upgrade for CloudNC and its integration with GibbsCAM compared to the 1.0.
Absolutely. So 2.0 is an improvement to CAM Assist, our product that has been in the market for about 18 months in a number of CAM packages. And we've incorporated a lot of user feedback to really bring enhanced usability, feedback to the user in process as the AI is running, and more control for the user as the AI is running.
Okay, so I'm curious about that because I've heard stuff about this AI programming thing. Everyone's been talking about it the last year, but one of the things is people are scared it's going to take their job, Andy.
Sure, so at CloudNC, we're a manufacturing technology company. We're focused on making precision manufacturing more efficient, whilst helping CAM programmers to become more efficient, more effective with their time, which means that ultimately, the AI is an assistance technology that's alleviating the chores and the mundane and freeing them up to be focusing on the more complex tasks that they're skilled to do.
I like that. Look, I hate admin work. I was a machinist for a long time. I did not get into manufacturing because of my love of paperwork, okay? So when you're talking about this and you're talking about the feedback to handle the mundane, what are some of the big updates in 2.0?
Okay, so in 1.0, well actually let me start with an analogy. If you're familiar with ChatGPT, it's
I might have heard a bit, might have.
Very popular generative AI technology that's hit the mainstream. The thing about ChatGPT is, as a user, I instruct it or ask it to do something, and it rapidly comes back with a result that looks complete, and it's created it for me.
Yeah.
And as a result, I've then got to take over, verify it, check it. If I want to extend it, I need to understand the creation process.
Yeah.
And there's quite a cognitive loading on that. And I think that's similar with CAM Assist 1.0. You gave it the model, single click effectively, having set the part up, and we would generate the strategies, re-inject them into the CAM package, generate the toolpaths natively, and you'd wait for the results, and then you'd take over, check the CAM program and the toolpaths as if you'd written them, but you'd have to understand them, edit them, take control.
Still bringing in that load, like you said, still put a lot of load on the programmer.
It's a verification load.
Yeah.
So in 2.0, we've broken it down. We've added a user experience that is a web UI. It's much cleaner, and it helps in two ways. It addresses that concern that we're talking about there, but it also helps onboard the user, configure the environment towards their shop, the tools, cutting tool parameterization, very important for AI strategies.
Yeah.
So really onboarding the user, setting up the environment, tailoring it towards their shop with materials, machines, and then creating tool libraries for them, configuring them, and then within the actual programming process, we've broken the AI into phases. So there's an assess phase, which looks at the model and the part, and checks that really CAM Assist is going to get a good result on the part for you. So that means the model is watertight, it meshes properly, the features are manufacturable, so there's no tight internal corners. We'll tell you about those if there are. It's just informing the user of the state of the model, whether CAM Assist is going to be able to give a good result. So they get feedback within 30 seconds, long before previously having to wait for all the toolpaths to compute. So that's the first phase, the assess phase. In the prepare phase, that's kind of the classic CAM Assist configuration for the programming run.
Yeah.
So that stayed largely as it is. But once you've configured it and start the run, then we move into the analyze phase, and that phase breaks down finishing, roughing, deburring, all of the different phases, and returns control to you much sooner, and certainly much sooner than waiting for the CAM package to generate the toolpaths. So at that point, the user is reviewing the high-level strategies, and they're really able to start to understand flat finishing, wall finishing, freeform. But as the AI is generating it and highlighting the faces, rather than just dumping the toolpaths on you. So it's immersing you in the strategy.
And it sounds like you've put a lot of work in, one, taking that user feedback to really make this software something that's really, like you talked about earlier, offloading the more tedious, boring parts of the program and putting in guardrails much quicker with your pre-processing to ensure that it can actually accomplish everything properly before it starts the planning.
Absolutely. So 2.0, as I said, it incorporates user feedback from over 18 months. In that analyze phase, you're working at a higher level of abstraction than a toolpath. So you're seeing the strategies against faces for finishing, or the roughing volumes being targeted and removed. And an extension we're working on that I'm very excited about is coming in the next couple of months. Is called the strategy editor, where you can edit the high-level strategies from the AI. You can tweak them, because we always aim for CAM Assist to assist the programmer in getting a complete program that is largely 60 to 80%, of course 100% on simpler parts, but 60 to 80% complete, and then they take over and tweak. But rather than tweaking in the CAM package, having waited for toolpaths to generate, they're tweaking and editing the strategies at a much simpler level. They can change tool assignment, tool direction, strategy choice. And so they're doing that much earlier on and in partnership with the AI. So that's a super exciting extension that will be coming in the next couple of months.
That is really exciting, because some of the pushback I've heard out there from other users or potential users has been, yeah, but my guys like to do things a little bit different. And it's not that the other way is wrong, but they need their guys comfortable at the spindle with their certain expectations. And it sounds like this new addition is going to make that possible to dial it all in.
Absolutely. It's a really important kind of enhancement. You know, with AI in general, users, we kind of have two camps of users. One say, oh, please learn my strategies, please learn how I change it. And others will say, oh, don't you dare learn, you know, I've got programmers Alice and Bob, and they all program differently, and that means they can't hand off in shift, etc. I don't want to learn the good and bad behaviors and mix it all in. I want standardization from the AI. So you've got two competing tensions there, and actually we need the nuance of our system is to be able to accommodate that. So, you know, a lot of people are focused on AI, just training from your models and learning from your models. We actually took a different approach and said, no, we're not going to do that. We don't learn from customer data. We're very, very serious about protecting customers' intellectual property. We have cybersecurity accreditations to support ITAR compliance in the United States and export control. And in that, you know, you've got to deploy into an AWS Gov Cloud. You've got to have restricted personnel working on the environment. And there's a lot of security you need to wrap around it. So we've gone security first. We've gone data protection and IP protection first. We don't store the customer's data in the cloud or persist it. We discard it after the computation. As I said, we don't train on their data. And ultimately, that has been our starting position. In the future, we will allow users to opt in and say, actually, I want you to learn on this bit of the data and incorporate it in. But we will have a curated AI layer that allows you to admit and manage that data rather than just mixing it in to a model where you then have a black box that you can't understand how to manage the data.
Yeah, well, it sounds like CloudNC has done a lot to address all of the fears and concerns for people when it comes to AI adoption, customization, security is a huge thing right now that everyone's a buzz about. So if the people out there are watching and they haven't given CloudNC an option yet, but they're thinking maybe they'd like to reach out and try this, what's the best place for them to go check out?
So you can check out our website, and then from there, talk to a reseller of the CAM package. So if you have a reseller you work with, a GibbsCAM reseller, or you can reach out on our website to our direct sales team, and they will typically do a very lightweight onboarding process to take you through it and make sure you really get the best out of CAM Assist, understand how it will work for your factory.
Well, that is absolutely brilliant, Andy. Thank you so much for sharing, and now you know what's all new in 2.0.
You're very welcome, Arthur. Thank you very much for having me.